Good morning, afternoon, evening, as the case may be. In your part of the world, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Zen Archer. This is Zen Adventures in Minecraft Zen Tutorials. I'm going to show you how to take advantage of a skeleton spawner if you find one early on in the game before you actually have materials to do much with it. So let's get started. Single player mode, and this is the seed that had the village spawner that I had shown you before. I call it the House of Ill Repute or whatever, Minecraft whorehouse. So we're playing that seed. I'm going to show you what the seed is so that you can experiment yourself, and maybe you can come up with something that's better than this, that has limited resources, when you have limited resources. I'm going to make some changes. It's kind of noisy over there. So I'm going to set this to peaceful first, so we have no creatures, and I can just kind of give you a tour of this method of taking advantage of dungeon and a spawner. So also answer some questions along the way and give you some more information. So here we go. First thing I want to do is I want to set the time to daytime. Time, set day, bada boom, let there be light. And we'll go down here. I fancied this up a little bit, made like a little pagoda house in order to get down to it. But let me start off with showing you, if you are down in a mine and you are mining around and you suddenly see cobblestone. This is what cobblestone looks like with the default texture pack. You see cobblestone down in a mine and you know nobody else has been there. You have a dungeon, and inside there is some type of a spawner. Now, sometimes a wall's missing, or it usually has some kind of a hole in it so those creatures can get out in order to get you. So you'll have to deal with the ones that come out. What you want to do is run in, put torches all over the spawner, and kill everything in there, and then you're ready to go to work. So let me show you what's going on inside here. I am in creative mode so that I can show you this, but I'm going to show you what is actually going on inside. There's our spawner right there, and this is easy peasy way to take advantage of a skeleton spawner. This is a skeleton spawner. Let me get some torches in my hand, put some light in here so we can see. I will fly around a bit. Alright, so when you get to the spawner, the first thing that you want to do is you want to put a torch on top, and then you want to put a torch on all four sides. Now that's probably not going to work because the water's here. But you put a torch on all four sides and on the top, and that'll stop it from working. So once you've got that done, then you come over and you put your first pail of water right there, right below where that torch is at. Now I found if you go to this corner and put it in the same place, then the area right here in front of the spawner will be dry, and you don't want that. So the solution is to move it forward one block right there. Put your water right here, and then it'll flow. Now it's going to flow all the way out to against the wall, and you want to stop it. So the solution to that, here's what happens if you don't have a sign there. You'll see water flows down there. So the solution to that is just to take a sign and put on the wall, and that'll stop the water from flowing. So we have a water flow that is dragging anything in this room down here and into this pit. Now inside this pit, what I've done is I put down sand, and then I put some cactus on top of the sand. You have to open up all four sides because it has needles on it, and if there's anything against the needles, you won't be able to place it. So open up all four sides and then put it down, and then you have to put them two apart. What's below me is a hopper, and a hopper only requires 5 pieces of iron and 1 chest in order to create that hopper. What the hopper is basically it's a funnel that will funnel things that fall into it or are placed into it into something else. It could be into a dispenser, it could be into a chest, but that's what it does. That's its function. Now one of the cool things about the hopper is even if you're not going to put it feeding into something, if you carry one in your inventory, it has its own inventory. And that inventory is 5 spaces, and you can put things that are different into the hopper's inventory. Now what happened there is it went in the hopper and then it went into the chest. But this is what's in the hopper. So if the hopper is just in your inventory, then it will have 5 spaces and you can put multiple different things in there. So you can increase your inventory by quite a bit. So what I accidentally did was put stuff in the hopper. That's not what I really wanted to do. So that's what's going on inside here. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. And get rid of this. I'm going to put one block right here just to kind of close this up a little, make it a little darker in here, and show you this part of it by turning on the creatures. It's kind of loud, so I'll just put them on for a minute so you can see what happens. So they are spawned in, and they fall into the water, and they get swept down onto the cactus, where they die. There's no buttons to push, there's no levers to turn. They fall down there, and they die. And that's any time you're in the vicinity of this area. And I don't know if it's 32 blocks, or 36 blocks, or 10, or 16 blocks, but when you're in this general vicinity, this is going to be active, and those skeletons are going to be created. So this is what's happening inside the room. They're getting swept down, and you'll see this guy standing here, and he's not being hurt right now because he's against the wall. But the moment that he moves against that cactus, he'll die, just like that. Nice of him to help us out there. So that's what's going on inside the room. Let me turn this back off so that you don't have to listen to that noise over me, and show you the rest of the story. Let's go out right here, and we'll close that up. Alright, so then I made a stairway down. I actually worked backwards. I worked from inside out. But I made that about 4 deep. Put my cactus in. There's the cactus that they were standing by. And you have to put them one apart because of the needles. You can't put them together, or you can't put them against another block. So you have to have them clear on all 4 sides. So then I put in a hopper. This is what a hopper looks like. And the most important thing about a hopper is, see that little piece right there? It's like a funnel, and it has to feed into the chest. If it doesn't feed into the chest, it won't work. So you put your chest down. I got a chest here. Okay, I don't see one here, so we'll just give ourselves a chest. Put a chest right in here in my inventory, and then we'll swap them. Alright, so you put a chest down, and that hopper has to feed into it. The way you get that to work is when you go to put your hopper down, point at the chest and hold your shift key down and click, and you'll see the funnel part is going into the chest right there. Now if you put the hopper down without doing that, if you put it down like this, it feeds into the floor, and that doesn't do anybody any good. And that is not going to work, and you're not going to get the desired result. So put your pointer on the chest, hold your shift key down, and right click, and that'll feed whatever you put in this will then go. We'll put this crafting table. Whatever you put into this, whoops. Let's try that again. There we go. Whatever you put into there will end up inside the chest. So that's how that works. Alright, so that's pretty much it. You put the hopper as the floor for the skeletons to stand on while they're being killed. They can't go through the hopper, but their drops will. So their arrows and the bones, and their bows, if they drop those, any armor that they might be wearing that they drop will also go into these chests. And all you have to do is come over and pick it up. It's really that simple. This has to stay open because if I go to put a block in here, it'll knock that cactus out. So I put half slabs in here to make sure the skeletons that are there cannot shoot at you when you're down here. Now, you want this area lit up, but you also want to keep it dark so that your spawning will be the best. So I set my torch back in a hole somewhere like that. So that's it. That all you're required to have is some iron and some wood. You do have to go out to a desert and find some cactus and find some sand, but those are easy to find once you find a desert, easy to get, and then you can take advantage of that spawner that you found with virtually no supplies at all. So then what happens is, I'll show it to you as it happens. We'll go back to hard mode. Pardon me. And the skeletons are falling down in here. On top of the cactus or beside the cactus, they're dying. And then their drops will end up in one of these chests. Now this is not the most efficient, absolutely is not the most efficient way to get the, not the most efficient way in order to get the arrows and stuff. This is very inefficient way. It's slow. But if you're working in the area, trading with the villagers, doing some gardening, catching up on your rest, this is an excellent thing to do because you're in the area. Or if you have a hidey hole next to it and you're working next to it, and the whole time you're working, these skeletons would be getting killed and their drops will be ending up in these chests. Why it's so quiet right at this moment, I can't tell you. I don't know. But they're just waiting to wash down. So as you can see, it's not the fastest. Not the fastest method, but it's functional. And over a period of time, the chests fill up and you can use the arrows. I've gotten a few arrows and bones from there as well as a bow. So there you go. Now this would be the predecessor to the other mob grinder that I showed you that uses redstone and slime to make sticky pistons where you just flip a switch. It's much more efficient. You get many more arrows, a lot faster. But this would be the step, the first step in an automated killer, automated skeleton killer. The method before this would be to simply make a hole and put a door on it and then open it up and just reach in with your sword and kill the skeletons. And the upside to that is if you physically kill the skeletons yourself, you'll also get XP as well as the arrows and bones. So that would be the first method. Put a door and a half slab and then just reach in and kill them. Then go in occasionally and clean up. Second method would be this, and the third method would be the bone cruncher that I had showed you earlier. Now I will be doing a tutorial on all three methods, but I want to do one tutorial that explains how to build each one of these. So I just wanted to show you this. This is my own design, something I came up with. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you will subscribe if you haven't done so yet to Zen Adventures MC at YouTube. And if you have questions or ideas, or you'd like to send me a seed for the Bad Seed Challenge, by all means, please do. I would love to hear from you and would love to hear what's on your little mind and whatever I can help you with. Be more than happy to do so. Until next time, as always, this is Zen Archer saying you be well and careful out there.